You ever find yourself just reacting? Like you're on total autopilot, maybe snapping at someone or reaching for that snack you know you don't really want, or just getting lost in your phone for an hour. We all have these habits. But what if I told you there's a hidden driver behind it all? A super subtle signal that kicks off that whole chain reaction before you even know what's happening. Well, today, we're going to dive in and find the key to breaking those chains for good.
The poet Rumi was onto something huge here. To find freedom, we can't just run away from discomfort. It doesn't work. We actually have to turn towards it, get to know it, and understand it. And that idea is right at the heart of what we're talking about today. Looking directly at our experience, even the difficult parts, holds the secret to completely changing our relationship with it.
So, to really get this, let's explore a powerful teaching from Gotama, the Buddha. It's this beautiful, simple metaphor that explains why a huge chunk of our suffering is, well, optional.
Okay, imagine you're walking along and bam, you get struck by an arrow. Ouch. That's the first arrow. This is just life. It's the unavoidable pain, the difficulties, the disappointments that happen to all of us. But then, what do we usually do? We pull out a second arrow and we shoot it right into the same spot. This second arrow is our reaction. It's the why me, the anger, the self-pity, the whole story we build around the initial pain. That second arrow, that's the suffering we add on top.
Here's the thing though, we don't have to fire that second arrow, but we do it so automatically, so fast, we don't even realize it. So what is it? What's the hidden force that's launching it?
The answer, according to the Raft to Freedom program, is something most of us never, ever notice. It's this lightning-fast, incredibly subtle thing called a feeling tone, and this is the secret driver behind almost all of our habits.
A feeling tone, or Vedana in the original language, is not a big, complex emotion like anger or joy. Not at all. Think of it more like the immediate flavor of any experience. It's that raw, pre-verbal gut reaction that your mind makes instantly. Ooh, pleasant, yuck, unpleasant, or, man, neutral. It happens before you even have a chance to think about it.
Let's break this down to make it super clear. So a raw sensation is just the data, right? Like warmth on your skin. The feeling tone is the immediate flavor, pleasant. Then after that comes the complex emotion, the story, like, this is so joyful and content. See the order? Same for the other side. Tension in your jaw is just raw data. The feeling tone is unpleasant, and the story that follows might be anger or frustration. Most of us just leap right from the sensation to the story, and we completely miss that crucial middle step, the feeling tone.
And that's it. Every single moment you are conscious has one of these three tones. And our autopilot programming is simple. We crave the pleasant, we push away the unpleasant, and we pretty much just ignore the neutral. It's this constant, quiet hum running in the background of our minds, driving everything we do.
So you might be thinking, okay, but why does this tiny little flicker of a feeling matter so much? Well, it matters because this is the exact spot, the precise moment where our unhelpful patterns are born. This is where that whole chain reaction of craving kicks off. Look, here's how the chain reaction works. First, there's contact. You see a delicious-looking cake. Step 2, a pleasant feeling tone arises instantly. If you don't notice it, you go straight to step 3, craving begins. I want that cake. If it's an unpleasant tone, aversion begins. Get me away from this. But look closely at step 2. That's the pivot point, that's our escape hatch. By just noticing that feeling tone before the craving or aversion grabs you, you create a tiny bit of space. And in that space, you can actually choose your response.
So how in the world do we actually do this in real life? Well, the RAFT program gives us a brilliant map. RAFT itself stands for Recognize, Abandon, Freedom, and Train. We're literally building a raft to freedom. And learning to spot these feeling tones is like learning how to read the currents of the water.
Think of this practice as the barometer on your raft. Pleasant tones are like a gentle breeze trying to pull you off course. Unpleasant tones are like choppy waves making you want to paddle frantically in the other direction. By noticing these subtle currents early, you get a warning. You can navigate skillfully instead of just being tossed around by the huge storms of craving that follow. All right, here's how you can actually practice this. It's really straightforward. First, you find a steady anchor, like the feeling of your breath. Second, you just gently scan through your body, noticing any sensations that are there. Third, and this is the most important part, you just name the tone. Not the story, just the raw flavor. Pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. That's it. And finally, you just watch it. Observe it like a wave in the ocean, knowing it will rise, peak, and eventually pass all on its own. They call this urge surfing.
But look, let's be real. Sometimes the waves are just too big, right? The urge feels totally overwhelming. And that's okay. For those moments, the Raft program offers some practical first aid. You can dive into an absorbing activity, use an intense but safe sensation like holding a piece of ice, shift your focus outward by helping someone else, or just gently soothe your five senses. It's a really compassionate, realistic toolkit for when things get tough.
So when you put it all together, this simple skill of noticing feeling tones becomes your anchor in the storm. It is the tool that lets you move from being a puppet of your reactions to responding with genuine freedom.
If you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Feeling tones are just signals. They're not commands. You don't have to obey them. You can notice a feeling, acknowledge it's there, and then choose what you do next. That, right there, is real freedom.
Now, this incredibly powerful framework comes directly from the Raft to Freedom Workbook, which was written by Dr. Catherine Jacob and Vince Cullen. It's this amazing resource that blends ancient wisdom with modern practical science. And here is the truly incredible part. The authors are making this entire resource, I'm talking all 67 chapters, completely free online for anyone who needs it. You can find the entire workbook and dive so much deeper into all these practices at rafttofreedom.org.
So, I want to leave you with a little something to try for yourself. The next time you feel a strong craving for anything, just for a second, pause. See if you can sense the raw feeling tone underneath it all. Is it a pleasant sense of anticipation? Or is it more of an unpleasant, antsy restlessness? Or something else? Just notice.
And we'll end with this simple but profound piece of wisdom. If things go wrong, don't go with them. That first arrow, that unpleasant feeling tone, that's things going wrong. But you don't have to go with it. You don't have to follow it down that rabbit hole of reaction. You can just let it be. And by doing that, you stay free.